Hey guys, it's Chrissy Senpai Art again. It's been like over a month. Whoops-a-daisy. Today I'm just going to be showing you how I did some really strenuous pixel art. I also just want to talk about where I've been. I uploaded fairly regularly, and then all of a sudden, boom, I'm gone. Bye, bitch. But honestly, I relapsed a little bit, and if you don't know, I have a brain cyst. I try to not bring it up too much because it's just kind of weird to talk about my problems all the time. But too long didn't read. I'll leave some images possibly. There might be some gross images, but I'll make sure they're not too big. It all started off with good intentions. I'll talk about the art in a second. Let me talk about where I was. It all started off with good intentions. To give me B12 shots, because B12 shots, I had not very low B12, but I was struggling because I just had a stomach ulcer, and the medicine can lower your B12 absorption because of what it does to your stomach. Too long didn't read. It messes with the intrinsic factor. Just a lot of stuff. I'm not a doctor, okay? And so I do the shots. I don't mind shots. A whole week goes by, and I'm fine. You do basically one shot every day for 5 days, and I started breaking out in a funky rash. And I'm like, well, wait a minute, what is this? I thought maybe it was because, I have to wear a mask at work, and I thought maybe that's what was breaking me out, like breathing in my breath all over my skin. My skin is very sensitive to things. So I broke out in a fairly bad rash. It first was just on my face. I thought it was maybe acne. I don't get pimples or acne, but sometimes hormones just fluctuate when you're a woman. It just happens. But no, it was a very bad allergic reaction. But at first, we didn't know it was a very bad allergic reaction to the B12 shots. I guess I had lived with such low B12 because I have had stomach problems for years on and off. Basically, my stomach was too acidic. To put it shortly, and was constantly irritated. Acid reflux out the ass. Oh, I couldn't imagine it actually going out my ass. That would hurt. But yeah, stomach issues, low B12. Tried to fix the low B12. Body freaked out. So they thought at first it was a bacterial infection. And what do you do for a bacterial infection? Well, you give someone antibiotics. And I took them, and I quickly found out the antibiotic Bactrim is somewhat related to morphine somehow. My nurse friend explained it to me. Again, not a doctor. None of that makes any sense to me, really. And I'm like, okay, I react badly to morphine because I had to get it one time for a very bad kidney stone. And that is why I reacted very badly to it. Because it just made my rash 100 times worse. It made my heart pound. Just beat as hard as possible in my chest. And I thought I was actually going to have a heart attack or something. Because it just was like bang, 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 and it hurt so bad. And my headaches came back. And if you don't know, the biggest issue that I had was the terrible, constant, non-stop migraines. I'm like, no. We ain't doing this shit. I just got over all this. I need to work. And I gave 2 of my shifts away. I quit taking antibiotic. Don't do that unless your doctor tells you to do that. You're not really supposed to do that. But it was a weekend, they weren't there, and I wasn't dealing with this. So I called them again, and I told them what happened. They're like, oh yeah, you're probably allergic. And I'm allergic to, the only antibiotic that I know I'm allergic to is called K-Flex, or Cephalexin is the, I think, medical name for it. And I was allergic to it. And it, even if I'd only taken it for a few days, it takes a while to get out of your system. I kept my headaches at bay. I try to not use the Excedrin migraine too much, but I did have to go back to using it, which sucked. But I'm off of it again. Now I'm just on my regular day-to-day medication, and everything is good. But that's where I've been. It makes me sad that I was gone for pretty much a month while my body went into complete panic mode again, because that's just what it wants to do. But that's what happens when you have a brain baby. Again, arachnoid cysts are not the worst thing you can have, but it is not a fun life that I have come to learn. I've joined a Facebook group with many people, and everybody there reacts to it, even though they tell us that most people don't react to it. I don't know. I don't know how it works. I looked into it. Arachnoids have less than 0.01% of brain cancer funding, because what I was told by the doctor, that this won't turn into cancer, but since it is an abnormality of the brain, the risk is very, very, very slightly higher that would happen. Well, let's not talk about real sad stuff. Let's talk about pixel art Pokeballs. This piece hurt me. It hurt me so bad. I'm not a pixel artist, for the most part. I do admire pixel art. I love to look at it, but it is not something I do that often because it is quite time consuming. And the fact that this piece took almost 9 to 10 hours, when most of my drawings take between 1 to 3, really says a lot. Now, I was doing Pokeballs and they all have unique designs and stuff, so that was part of why it took so long. But it was a doozy of a piece to do. I want you to let me know down below, if you like to comment on videos, what your favorite Pokeball is. My favorite Pokeball is the Luxury Ball. That's why it's so close to the top. But I also love the Love Ball. Just the design is quite pretty. I only left out a couple of Pokeballs. Ones that didn't really meet the theme. Like, the old ball really didn't fit in no matter how I drew it. Because at least the Beast Ball is still, like, looks like a Pokeball. You know what I mean? And I didn't put in, like, the Japanese, or I guess also the every other version of the Squirtle, Charmander, and Bulbasaur Ball. Stuff like that. I did put Pikachu because Pikachu's my favorite. One of my favorites, at least. I did put that one, and also he's like one of the main mascots of the series besides Eevee. So, yeah. I also include a couple other ones. I got these references off Google. I don't know who put them together, but if you just Google all Pokeballs, you will run into both of the references I'm using here. I had so much fun, though, even though pixel art isn't really my cup of tea. Not because it is bad. I love pixel art. It's because I am bad at it. But I also included some of my friends' suggestions. I wish I had thought to put the little mushroom boy in here. The little mushroom Pokeball, Amoongus, or Fungus, one of the two. I know they're together. I just don't remember which one comes first. I didn't think about that, and my friends didn't think about that, so don't just blame me. I got the stupid brain, and they're the ones who are supposed to help me. You know what I mean? But I had so much fun doing this. I put the Pester Ball, I put everything. Basically, that is a very iconic ball, or a very pretty, like, unique ball that wasn't impossible to draw, like the one episode where Meowth meets the other pretty girl Meowth, and she comes out of the bedazzled looking ball. Ain't no way I'm gonna attempt that in pixel art. I'm not that skilled at it. But it is always fun to try something that you're not good at. I, for example, tried sewing recently, and there's a huge difference between the first and second sock plushie I made. I'll put those somewhere in the video so you can see the little target dogs, because that's where I work. Yeah. The first one looks a little goofy. They both look a little goofy, but Bull Terriers look a little goofy. You know, have you seen Walter or Bullseye before? They got like a boomerang head. But I won't go rambling on too much. As you can see, I'm just showing the whole process here. What I basically did was get all the balls. They were all in different layers, and then I would erase the parts that were covering other balls, or I didn't want it to cover blah blah blah, stuff like that. I erased all those lines because I used the same base for everything. And then for like the button part, the gray part, for most of them it's gray anyway, I just copied and pasted it as I went because that was just the easiest way. There's no way I would have survived drawing over 30 of those because there's over 30 Pokeballs in this. So I did do a lot of copying and pasting of my own work. It took, again, 9 to 10 hours, 8 to 9 hours. It took 8 to 9 hours to do this thing. So I hope you guys enjoy it for what it is. Again, I'm not a pixel art master, but I hope you can enjoy some pixel art balls. And I'm just gonna let y'all listen to the good vibe music, because I don't have much more to say other than the update and just talking about pixel balls, and keep on drawing Pokeballs.